you could go a lot of directions with this, but just the kind of ease to which Austin was getting what he wanted and shots were falling, and how much did that you see was kind of a reflection of the way the team was playing and Luka drawing all the attention versus just what he initiated himself?
Just overall for our team, those two guys and LeBron as well, of course, you know, they're going to initiate, they're going to play off ball to get on ball, they're going to sometimes draw two. You know, they blitzed Luka behind half court on the first play of the game. And, you know, there's a responsibility there to make good decisions. And I thought, for the most part, Luka and AR and LeBron with his passing as well, it was a great game for all three of them, making good decisions. The game, although it maybe felt differently as a viewer, but the game to me was like a very simple game in that the guys that don't normally make threes for them made some threes. We had too many turnovers in the first half. And then in the second half, we stopped turning the ball over. Their guys kept making threes until the very end, basically. And we were able to get enough stops. But, you know, I think I said this, you know, before the game, like this was one of those games where your offense has to help your defense. And to come away from that game, you know, we'll get the final numbers with essentially a 138 offensive rating against the number 2 defense in the league, getting AD back. I think it says a lot about our guys' ability to execute and pass to each other and make shots. So I liked most of everything we did all night. There was just some things that happened with the turnovers and some things that happened with some shot making over expectations.
And then just thoughts on you know, you go 4-0 in group play, so you secure home court. The Spurs will be coming in as they beat Denver tonight. But just the significance of keeping the momentum going and then also putting yourself in good position in the Cup.
Yeah, really pleased that we were able to go undefeated in our pool, our group, whatever it's called. You know, more importantly, we've got a back-to-back coming up and a really hard road trip. And, you know, Phoenix is playing great. You know, New Orleans has a ton of talent. We've got to take care of business in the next 2 games, and then we've got to go be great on the road like we've been for most of the year outside of 2 games. And the Cup is in some ways, you know, a distant memory for the next 12 days or whatever it is.
JJ, you guys are 14-4 right now.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well done.
Thanks for pointing that out.
What are the habits that you're seeing being built now that you are hopeful that will be the most sustainable?
Yeah, I think the game plan discipline and game plan execution has been pretty good all season, and we've been building that. The outliers on that to me are like the games where we lack of effort, you know, didn't play hard, which basically is two games of the 18. I think our communication habits, on-court huddles, all of that stuff has been great. And then offensively, the organization and the execution is significantly better than where it was last year. And our ability to understand what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it on offense has been really good.
One of those offensive contributors been Ayton. He came into the night shooting like 70%. He goes 8 for 9 tonight, and it's not just lobs and putbacks. He has one where he puts on the floor, catches out near the perimeter, and finishes. Has to use a move to elude the defender at the rim. What is what's the mix of him getting good looks because he's with these 3 offensive maestros and the skill set that he brings to the table also?
Yeah, I mean, I had a great conversation with DA this morning. I would have had it, you know, a few nights ago, but he was going to be out, so I waited till today. But, you know, it was essentially he's doing a great job of understanding how the offense is being run and who the offense is being run through, and then playing off of that, which we saw tonight. But the other point is his ability to punish smaller defenders. It's something as a team. It's not on him. It's something as a team we've got to get better at. There was a play in the first half where he got an early seal against Cooper Flagg. and was super physical and got 2 points, and then he had the one against the zone late against PJ Washington. That's a dynamic that, you know, we didn't have at the end of last season. So his importance in understanding that, and for our guys understanding that, particularly against teams that start reading and, you know, getting offensive rebounds, whatever it may be, but using his size and his nimbleness and his strength and all this stuff that makes him who he is, using that against switching defenses is going to be really important.
JJ, I know pregame we talked quite a bit about, you know, we've talked about this before just today, like Luka's first quarter scoring explosions. Austin's top 5 or top 6 in fourth quarter scoring. What do you see from him as a closer in the fourth quarter, late in games, that really makes him stand out?
I think he's done a good job throughout the year of finding that balance, whether he is on ball or off ball, of finding the balance of hunting threes and touching the paint. And so when he's in that mode of balance, he's really just hard to guard, where he's not just saying, oh, I'm gonna try to shoot an off the dribble three. Well, that's what the defense gives you. Yeah, do an off the dribble three. But if they're pressing up on you, if you have a duck on you like they did at times tonight in the fourth quarter, you know, drive, touch the paint. That should be your mentality. And I just think he's really been in a groove with that balance, particularly late in games. And then, you know, as it stands now with us being fully healthy, those early fourth quarter minutes with him and LeBron, that's certainly beneficial to him, being able to play that partnership and being on the ball more.
So another very highly efficient night for you. Just was asking JJ kind of the mix of, you know, they're blitzing Luka, LeBron draws a lot of attention. You create a lot of it on your own as well. What's the current comfort level and kind of are you feeling as good as it's looking right now between the three of you?
My fault. I finally made some threes, so that was nice. Like you said, Luka draws so much attention. Bron's obviously Bron, and you know, they are going to get the majority of attention. I kind of run around out there and find the open spot and make shots, hopefully make shots, and that's what I've done the last couple nights.
So you go 4-0 in group play. Obviously, all those wins count towards your regular season total as well. You're going to host San Antonio in the quarters after you play a series of games. But just what does this mean, you guys getting to this level and giving yourself a chance to get a second NBA Cup?
Yeah, just it's. I mean, you want to win the games regardless if they're, you know, for the cup or not. You want to have the best record that you can. But it gives us the opportunity to, you know, go win a couple more dollars. You know, it's big for, you know, coaching staff, video guys. So just, you know, giving them an opportunity to get a couple more dollars in their pocket.
Austin, I know the shot making has been there the last 2 games, but what are some of the other habits that have been developed over these last 18 games where you guys are 14-4? What are the sustainable habits you've built?
I think, like JJ said at halftime, we've done a good job of problem solving during games. When we have, you know, runs that aren't great. Instead of, you know, breaking apart, you know, we come together and figure it out, and that's what good teams do. You have to be able to problem solve on the fly. Coaching staff gets a lot of credit for that. They give us, you know, basically the answers to the test. We just got to go out there and do that and play hard. So I think that, you know, that might be the biggest one.
Austin, you and your old fan AD talked, exchange jersey. Is that weird to do that? Or it's fun? Or is it interesting? What was the conversation about? Why exchange jerseys?
I mean, he's one of the best players to ever touch a basketball, so I don't know why he wanted my jersey, but for me to get his, it's pretty fun. I got one the other night, too.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Good player. So, I don't know. I got a lot of love for AD. You know, he's, you know, a big reason that, you know, I'm where I'm at right now. From day one, he was telling me to, you know, be myself, don't be anybody else, you know, continue to work and really just, like I said, you know, be myself on the court. So I owe him a lot.
Well, LeBron, I know you have to compartmentalize a little bit now because you have several games before the quarterfinals start, but just you won the first year, you're a competitor. It's just the importance of giving yourself a chance to get another cup.
I mean, we play the games that's in front of us, and I think more than anything, we're just happy to we continue to win ball games and win them the way, you know, the game plan is supposed to be executed. So that's what's most important for us right now.
You were talking about on your podcast the 45-degree angle and like the cutting and the things when you're off the ball, and just could you expand on that a little bit as you watched Austin and Luka play, and you can fit wherever is needed, but can you expand on that spot and kind of how you're able to find the holes in the defense there?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, you know, they got so many eyes on them. Obviously, they're our primary ball handlers, so they have so many eyes on them. They play a lot of our pick and roll offense, so a lot of times, you know, they put 2 on the ball. AR's handling the ball, Luka's handling the ball, and then it's a numbers game. You know, it's literally a numbers game for us. So we have the 4-on-3 matchup in the backside, and it's either if I'm coming through the 45 or if I'm in the corner, just making myself available.
Another 8 for 9 shooting night for Ayton. He came into the game shooting about 70% from the field. How have you and Luka and AR, primary ball handlers of this team, put him in position to succeed? And then also, what does his offensive skill set bring to the table that enhances the entire group?
I mean, he does all the, you know, everything that we ask him to do, he does it, and then it's our responsibility to give him the ball when he's open. It's our responsibility to attract the eyes off of him for him to get good looks, and you know, he's making them all count. You know, and you know, it's a big force for us. You know, he sets pretty much, you know, 80% of our pick and rolls. You know, Jack sets a lot. You know, I sprinkle in a little bit here and there, but you know, he's a big time player for us offensively and defensively, anchoring on our defense with the, you know, with the communication and things of that nature, in a pick and roll heavy league. So you know, it's great to have that safety net. You know, when we're doubled or whatever the case may be, to find him.
These two franchises are probably linked now for a long time, but certainly right now, not just in terms of Luka, but their staff. I mean, AD obviously and stuff like that. Did you feel anything different than it was like if it was just a Friday night game, or is some of that stuff from last year, some of that emotion, does that still sort of exist when you play the Mavericks?
No, of course. I mean, you know, when you're going against your old your old teammates, your old coaching staff, you know, won a championship with Frank Vogel, J. Kidd, you know, obviously Phil Handy's over there, Mike Penberthy, you know, you got, you know, my teammates in AD, you know, D-Lo, Max. I mean, I got a teammate won another championship with Kyrie. So, like, you know, you look over that. For me personally, obviously, you know, the emotion is always going to carry that. So, for me, for sure.
The 18 games into this season, like a lot of the ways that you guys performed tonight felt pretty normal. Like, what are the habits that you're seeing this team create on a nightly basis that have carried you guys to the record that you have?
We have our game plan and we're executing it. And it's going to be times where the game doesn't go as planned, but we just got to stay even keel. We got to stay calm. Understand the next possession is the most important, you know. So, you know, we was tested tonight. You know, those guys hit some shots. We was tested at one point. They even took the lead at one point, you know, late in the game. But let's keep our composure. Let's continue to execute. Let's get defensive stops. And let's get a shot at the goal. And when we do that, we're very good.
Speaking with Jason Kidd sent up blitz on that first possession of the game. It seemed like almost near half court, and ends up in a Reaves 3. Do you welcome that to an extent, and how do you feel like as they did that throughout the game, you guys played out of the advantage?
Yeah, obviously I accept and kind of knew it was coming. So I always say, like, I did my job. Like, you play 4-on-3. That's the easiest basketball you can play. So I always accept that, and I think in the second half we did a way better job than the first.
So you guys have several games before the quarterfinal, but you'll host the Spurs. Do you like that concept now? You get into the single elimination game, right? You obviously went in advance.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Like I said, you know, back in Spain I used to play this Copa del Rey. It was in February, but it's the same concept. So I welcome that, and I like the cup a lot.
You guys are beyond the cup, being 4-0, 14-4 overall, and the offense. We were talking in Utah about a week ago, and guys were saying, like, we can't hit outside shots. That seems to be falling into place. What would be, like, the next step outside of just the wins that you feel like will allow you to feel like you guys are reaching your potential or heading towards that?
Yeah, I think the last 2 games we made our shots. You know, I think when we share the ball, when we play how we need to, we get a lot of good shots, and that's what we did today. Like I said, first half was so, but I think we made it was a major difference in the second half. Everybody was sharing the ball, everybody was getting good looks.
Luka, you spend a lot of time sometimes in games asking for things that you don't get from league officials. You asked about the court, and they made a change. How happy were you to see that your concerns were addressed?
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate the Lakers and the league. They did us a favor. I was talking about it, so I really appreciate both of them just changing the court and getting us staying healthy.
The games against Dallas last year were so emotional because the trade was so fresh. How did this compare to that? Those experiences last year against them?
I would say it's a little bit easier now, but like I say, games against Dallas, they always have some special meaning to me. I think, I have still a lot of friends there, so it's at the same point, it's some fun, but it's always special. So, like I say, it'll always be special for me.
Austin's one of the league's top scorers in the fourth quarter. Just what have you seen from him as a closer and as a guy you guys can lean on in closing moments of the game?
I think he's playing like one of the best basketball players in this league. Just the way he scores, he makes plays for others through the game. It's very good, and I'm just happy he's on my team. And that's probably the last compliment I'll ever get.
Is it true he has more dunks than you?
He has the same dunks. I mean, he got 2. I got 2. And mine was an N1, so actually 3.
DA, what's it been like watching him perform at this level with you guys?
I mean, he's been amazing for us the whole season. Since the start till now, he's been amazing. So he will keep doing what he does. Sometimes we need to get him, I need to get him more looks, but the way he plays on both ends of the floor has been amazing, and I really appreciate him.
Luka živelo včeraj na Reavesi, da je tekma z Dallasom zate vedno posebna, gotovo mislim tudi za vse slovenske košarkarske navdušence. Velikih je bilo slišati danes v dvorani, mislim, da si nekaj slovenščine tudi sam slišal. Pred tekmo smo lahko videli tudi slovenske zastave in največje skupine. Kaj ti pomeni to? Zelo daleč je Los Angeles, velik stan, kaj ti pomeni, da ljudje vsem prihajajo tudi na konc sveta praktično?
Ja, zelo velik. Kot bi rekel, prvo hvala. Vem, da ni glih lahka pot do LA-ja, ampak zmer, ko vidim slovensko zastavo, mi nekaj pomeni. Tudi probam podpisati. Tako da na koncu je res nekaj specialnega videti slovenske zastave v LA.
Luka, buenas noches. Lo decías ahora en inglés, ¿cómo se compara esto con la Copa del Rey, la experiencia, la emoción para ustedes, para los aficionados, ahora que oficialmente tendrán aquí en casa los cuartos de final ante los Spurs?
Sí, lo comparo un poco con la Copa del Rey. No es igual todo, porque empieza la Copa del Rey con eliminatoria, pero es un concepto que se parece y eso me encanta, porque siempre me ha gustado jugar la Copa del Rey.
¿Cómo describirías esa química que estamos viendo con Austin? La relación que tienen dentro y fuera de la duela, los chistes de nuevo se combinan para 73 puntos. ¿Cómo ha sido esa relación entre ustedes?
Muy buena relación. Siempre hay muchos chistes, pero al final es una grandísima persona y que me ayuda mucho en la pista y fuera de pista. Así que estoy muy feliz de poderle tener en mi equipo.
Luka, you mentioned playing with DA, and I know you guys talk about kind of like unleashing the lion in him. Like, for you as his teammate, what have you learned about what buttons to push, how to bring out that part of him as his teammate?
I mean, you just got to talk to him. I think at the end of the day, when you talk to him, he feels secure. So, but like I said, he's been playing amazing. He just needs to keep doing what he does, and he's helping us win every game.
Obviously, it's your first time on this Cooper flag. He's in American uniform now. Just what are your impressions of his game, and were there any moments out there where you guys interacted?
Yeah, I think he's a good player. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure that comes with the first pick, so he has a lot on his shoulder, but I think he will be a great player.
Cooper Flag had 11 assists tonight. Just what stands out particularly about his passing?
Just probably getting into paint, looking for his teammates. And obviously, he's not the number one position, I'd say, point guard. But I think he's good. His teammates involved great.
Thanks, Luka.